Dysbiosis compromises the integrity of the gut barrier with numerous adverse health consequences. We get a decreased supply of essential nutrients, reduced immune function, increased inflammation and oxidative stress, and elevated risk of obesity and chronic disease. So what causes dysbiosis? Well, unhealthy Western-style diets, for sure, antibiotics, medication, stress, and poor dental hygiene can all be contributors to dysbiosis. Is there a plant-based advantage? Well, and there are many studies that have looked at microflora in people eating different dietary patterns. So we're just going to look at a couple of studies from 2017, the most recent studies. The first study was that Brazil study where they actually looked at microflora as well as other indicators of health like CRP. The vegans had the most favorable microbiota, followed by the lacto-ovo-vegetarians. And in this study, the authors actually concluded that exposure to animal foods may favor an intestinal environment which could trigger systemic inflammation and insulin resistance. In the second study, this was a study from Italy, a smaller study, only 29 participants with just very small numbers, 10 vegans, 12 lacto-ovo-vegetarians, and 7 non-vegetarians. But in this study, the lacto-ovo-vegetarians and the vegans had the most favorable microbiota, but the people who were lacto-ovo-vegetarian actually had the most favorable of all, which is interesting, and it may be because they were consuming a lot of yogurt. I'm not sure. But both had reduced genotoxicity as well. So the bottom line is the most effective dietary patterns are dietary patterns that minimize pathogenic dietary components and maximize protective dietary components.